Mind you, again, this is a letter that they put forth in 1868. In 1868, they put together, Jersey did. So this during the ratification time. Because remember, when you go back to the 14th Amendment, what does it say? Passed by Congress June 13th of 1866, and then later ratified July 9th of 1868. So they were already in review of its ratification. And they already knew that, based off of what happened in March 27th, we can't have all of these people coming in here. That's going to fuck up. We need to make sure we bring back slavery. We got to make sure we bring back slavery. But if we get New Jersey to come in, if we get Texas to come in, if we get Alabama to come in, right? If we get Arkansas to come in, if we get Georgia to come in, keep going. Go to the middle now. If we get Florida to come in, if we get South Carolina to come in, your 11 states, if we get those states to come in, they're going to stifle very easily this idea we had of bringing slavery back. So we can't have them in. And even after they received it initially, when they received it initially in 1866, because remember, what was the date that it was originally dealt with? June 13th, 1866. So when you come back to 2 months later, 3 months later, look at all the states that rejected it. Texas rejected the 14th Amendment. Georgia rejected it. Florida rejected it. Alabama rejected it. North Carolina rejected it. Arkansas rejected it. Kentucky rejected it. South Carolina rejected it. All of those states rejected it. So when they rejected it the first time, they said, all right. Let's go and try and ratify this shit. Let's go and try to ratify this shit. Keep it going. Virginia rejected it. Virginia rejected it. Louisiana rejected it. Delaware rejected it. Maryland rejected it. Mississippi rejected it. Ohio rejected it. New Jersey rejected it. Those are your 11 states right there rejected it. How in the hell did they get a 2/3 vote? They couldn't have got a 2/3 vote. These are the states that right away rejected it, let alone the people that didn't have the ability to send representation because they had the doors closed. There was no question that all of the southern states which rejected the 14th Amendment had legally constituted governments, were fully recognized by the federal government, and were functioning as member states of the Union at the time of their rejection. President Andrew Johnson, in his veto message of March 2nd, 1867, pointed out that it is not denied that the states in question have each of them an actual government with all the powers, executive, judicial, and legislative, which properly belong to a free state. They are recognized like the other states in the Union, and like them, they make, administer, and execute the laws which concern their domestic affairs. So they've been knowing this. Now, people fought against this. But now we bring up something very powerful. And now you will see where the true corruption of what's happening goes on. Let me do, and I love this speech, by the way. Haitian Los, this is a speech for you because we were talking about this last night. James Traficant speech. Bankruptcy. If you guys haven't read this speech yet, damn it. I'm pretty sure I'm spelling bankruptcy wrong. I mean, obviously I am because it came up wrong. Let me see. James Traficant speech. Let me go to the one on RV Bay. R.B. Bay Publications, James Trafficking speech. All right, we're going to pull up the James Trafficking speech. Here's a James Trafficking speech. Now watch. This is James Trafficking in 1993, who was one of the Ohio representatives. Let's hear what he had to say in front of everyone and why he would subsequently be killed, or he martyred himself with this speech. Listen carefully. He says, Mr. Speaker, we are here now in Chapter 11, and members of Congress are official trustees presiding over the greatest reorganization of any bankrupt entity in the world. Again, the greatest reorganization of any bankrupt entity in the world, the U.S. government. We are setting forth, hopefully, a blueprint for our future. And there are some who say it is a coroner's report that will lead to our demise. Listen to this. It is an established fact that the United States federal government has been dissolved by the Emergency Banking Act, March 9th of 1933. Oh, wow. Y'all remember that date? March 9th of 1933, 48 Statute 1, Public Law 89-719, declared by President Roosevelt being bankrupt and insolvent, House Joint Resolution 192, 73rd Congress, M Session, June 5th of 1933, and Joint Resolution to suspend the gold standard and abrogate the gold clause, dissolve the sovereign authority of the United States and the official capacities of all United States governmental officers, and departments, and is further evidence that the United States federal government exists today in name only. Do we understand that? In name only. So when we go back, right, and we go back and we deal with the Constitution, what article did we talk about? What article did we talk about? What amendment did we talk about that has, quote unquote, the secession of presidential power? What amendment did we say? Who remembers? Who remembers the amendment that establishes the presidential powers ascension? Who remembers? What amendment number is it? I want y'all to be able to go back and forth. What amendment number is it that the president now gives power? No, not the 14th. I'm on the 14th. We're on the 14th. The 14th Amendment is the one that, quote unquote, establishes citizenship. That's unconstitutional. We're dealing with the amendment that establishes who will be president. No, that's Article 6. You're talking about Article 6. No, we're dealing with Amendment 20. There you go, Fees. Amendment 20, right? Amendment 20 establishes the succession of the presidency if the president dies. So if at a time fixed for the beginning of the term, the president-elect shall have died, the vice president-elect shall become president. If a president shall not have been chosen before a time fixed before the beginning of his term, or if the president-elect shall have failed to qualify, then the vice president-elect shall act as president until the president shall have qualified. And Congress may by law provide for the case wherein neither a president-elect nor a vice president shall have qualified, declaring who shall then act as president, or the manner in which one who is to act shall be selected. And such person shall act accordingly until a vice president shall have qualified. So this is what establishes the presidency. Now look at the date. Passed by Congress March 2nd, 1932, ratified January 23rd, 1933. Why do you think that happened? Why do you think that FDR, who was the president at the time, did this? Why do you think he did that? When we go back and we read the James Trafficking speech, because he got rid of gold and silver. And he knew that motherfuckers was going to be on his head. He got rid of gold and silver. He knew that motherfuckers would be on his head, and his whole entire cabinet was in on this. So the protection of This House Joint Resolution 192 was established based off of the 14th Amendment. Franklin Delano Roosevelt, President FDR. So this came out in March 9th of 1933, the Emergency Banking Act. He solidified the Emergency Banking Act with dealing with the secession on March 2nd, 1932, ratified a year later, January 23rd, 1933. Do we see that? So this is why when you go back and you start dealing with citizenship, via Amendment 14, the story of why the 14th Amendment is unconstitutional. So now you're aware that anytime you hear people say, I'm an American citizen, I'm an American citizen. No, you're not. How, Sway? How? The 14th Amendment is unconstitutional. On top of that, let's take this a little bit further. This is my favorite thing to do. My favorite thing to do. So that goes for everyone. Yes. So watch this. My favorite thing to do. Watch this. PDF search. AMERICA. The Constitution says America 5 times. But when I put that N for American, it doesn't say it at all. The Constitution does not establish who the Americans are. It never did. So how are you an American citizen? What you're telling the world, though, this is what you're telling the world. And this is unbeknownst to you because our people aren't studying law. This is unbeknownst to you. You did not come out your mama's womb with a birth certificate. Let me say that again. You did not come out your mama's womb with a birth certificate. What you are telling them, though, is what? Amendment 14. People colloquially say, I'm an American citizen, but what they actually mean to say is that they are a citizen of the United States. That they are a citizen of the United States. And more importantly, that they are subject to. You see that? You see that? Subject to. According to the 14th Amendment. Let's highlight that. Very important. Highlight that. Subject to. Evergreen, what does subject to mean? Now we can go and open up a law book. Now we can go and open up a law book. And let's clarify what subject to means. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S. Bam. Let's go and read the little phrase, subject to. Y'all gotta forgive me. L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U. We close. We close. We close. Subscript. I should probably hide subject. Hold on. Subsession. There we go. We clear. Here we go. Subject to. There you go. Subject to. Read them and weep. Subject to. Liable. Subordinate. Subservient. Inferior. Obedient. to, governed or affected by, provided that, provided, answerable for. These are all terminologies for people being slaves. All of this is terminology for people being slaved. Right? So now, when we come back and we say, and I quote, keep in mind, Andrew Johnson was a known slave owner, slave apologist, Confederate sympathizer. He actually didn't like Abraham Lincoln at all. So all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to, inferior to, subordinate to, provided for, governed by the jurisdiction thereof are citizens. Keep in mind that technically before 1866, there was no establishment of who the citizens were. Watch this. The word citizen is only written 3 times in the Constitution. It tells you what a citizen can do. Oh, excuse me, not 3 times, 22 times. I was like, what? The word citizen is written 22 times. And throughout the whole thing, it never tells you who the citizen actually is, but it always tells you what the citizen can do. A citizen is allowed to do this, right? No person shall be a senator who shall not have attained the age of 30 and be 9 years a citizen. Okay, well, what is his actual citizen? Who are the actual citizens? Okay. No person except a natural born citizen or a citizen of the United States at the time of the adoption of this Constitution shall be eligible to the office of president. Okay, cool. Well, what the hell is a natural born citizen? How do you become a citizen? Still doesn't tell me who the citizens are. Okay. Section 3. The judicial powers shall extend to all cases and equity arising under this Constitution, the laws of the United States, and treaties made or which shall be made under their authority, to all cases affecting ambassadors, other public ministries, and consuls, to all cases of the admiralty and maritime jurisdiction, to controversies to which the United States shall be party, to controversies between 2 or more states, between a state and a citizen of another state, between citizens of different states, between citizens. Like, it's not telling me who the citizens are. It's talking about them. It's talking about them. It's like when you're watching college basketball, and on college basketball they don't have the back in the day they didn't have the players' last names on the jerseys, but you know that there's a bunch of motherfuckers shooting jump shots. High school ball, the same thing. A bunch of people shooting jump shots. Who actually are them? We know what they can do. We know they can dribble, shoot, pass, communicate, dunk, alley-oops, cross through the legs. But who are they actually? You don't know. Oh, who are the basketball players? Oh, the basketball players are who? Analogy, right? Careful analogy. I don't want to lose y'all. Careful analogy. Oh, the basketball players are persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof. Oh, persons that are born in the United States. Got you. Now I understand. low, so down there, but I was staring at the screen for a while. I don't know how long it was down there, but I was staring at the screen for a while. If you want to come up, Los, you can. You missed a lot, Sasha Nicole. But it's the same thing. I've done this before, so it is what it is. There we go. Where's Los at? There goes Los.
Hi, just what's happening, everybody in Evergreen. I just wanted to jump on here real quick to chime in. Can everybody hear me first?
I hear you loud and clear, brother.
Okay, cool. Okay, so now when you're doing this, I love the study of words. So when you say a citizen, the etymology of a citizen is a city or town dweller, meaning squatters. You feel me? So now when you talk about citizens, there's just another word for an immigrant. So now when you talk about the government is a foreign entity that's made for foreigners. So when you put all this together, you throw in the Constitution that Evergreen is talking about, everybody will wrap their head around that. It was most definitely not made for us. It was made for the squatters who came here. But that's all I wanted to say, because I love the study of words, and when you do the legal, you got to study these words to understand, because they like to do that double talk stuff. Mm-hmm. And if you don't understand these words, you just gonna run around like, oh, I'm a citizen. So you a city dweller? So you don't have an actual place, because another term for a dweller is a nomad.
or hold on. Or a troglodyte.
Oh, there you go. And the word citizen comes from the Anglo-Norse language. So the nomads and the troglodytes created the word citizen. When you break it all the way down, it was always made for them. But hey, I'm gonna drop back in the comments. I'm at work. Continue doing your thing. I'm loving it, man.
Peace. Yeah. So this is rough. This is real rough. When you're dealing with it as a matter of law, it's unfucking deniable. You understand? When you're dealing with this shit as a matter of law, everything that I'm saying is undeniable. You can't fight it. There's no need to deal with it in any other way. Then your eyes start to get open as a government, and then you see that all these people, as you going through channels and you see them dealing with red versus blue arguments and all that stuff, you already know inherently that it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time, right? So that's it for me, y'all. That's it for me. Hope you understand what I'm saying here. This info forces you to unlearn what you thought you knew and